Welcome back to the Explore AI series. I'm Varun Grover, and today I have Tim Berlowski, Global Lead for Cyber Resilience and Data Protection, here with us. Tim, thank you so much for joining.
Happy to be here.
Awesome. So, Tim, a number of conversations that we've had recently have centered around the idea of using generative AI to derive value from secondary data. It's a hot topic in our industry. Can you share a little bit more about how this is even possible, and also why should customers care?
Well, first of all, I'll just tell you, one of the innovations we've done recently is our entropy detection. We use a machine learning algorithm to detect encryption anywhere in the data estate. And we do that with some incredibly interesting statistical techniques. Now, that's all about reading the data and learning something new from it. So let me set that aside, because that's kind of what happened during the backup to protect the data, make you sure you have the signals from your data. But later, you've got this big, huge lake of data that you've been collecting on your backups. And it's not only the state of your current primary data, it is everything you've done for the time period you've been doing backups. So if you think about what a large language model needs and what it feeds on, it's data. And so the more data you have and the more history you have, the better it is. Let's just think about if you had an AI model that could predict who would win the World Series. Would it work better if you trained it with 1 year's data or 100 years of data? Well, I don't usually have 100 years of data in the backup set, but I've got a lot. And that will enable some pretty cool functionality. Imagine being able to get at summaries of key repositories of data, to find and classify data so you can manage it differently, to spot things like sensitive data that maybe you didn't even know was located in a certain place. Those are all kinds of things that I think AI will bring to us.
That is absolutely fantastic. And you touched on two really important things there. The first, something we've talked about for a while on this show, the idea of using AI and the ability to be able to secure and protect your data better using AI, right? And do it more intelligently, using tools like entropy detection, for example. But now we're taking it a step further. You have all of this incredible backup data. Why not do historic analysis on it using RAG? And I think that's a game changer, because the one thing that's different from primary data and secondary data is, like you said, you have the ability to look at trends over time. You have a larger volume of data. And guess what? You don't need to even touch your production data.
Absolutely. And it just gets very exciting when you start to be able to understand things about your data, things about the humans entering your data. Imagine being able to ask the backup data set, hey, who's generating the most true data in my company versus false data? That'd be an interesting kind of review, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. And Tim, this might be a hot take and a slightly controversial one, but at some point, large language models will become a commodity, right? So the generative component, the summarization, will become commoditized. So there's a lot of secret sauce in the actual retrieval, the ability to be able to clean and pre-process the data. And I think there's no one better positioned than Veritas, for example, in this situation, where we have access to so much data that we're keeping safe for our customers. But now we would be in the best position to be able to turn it into sort of a lake, to be able to help them derive insights from it.
Absolutely. And just the act of saying, I need to back this up is a signal of how important it is. And so we get signals that really tell us if the customer values it or not. So we're in a great position.
Awesome. And it's not just one industry that's going to benefit from this, right? And we operate in a lot of different industries that have a lot of use for this kind of data. Anyone from financial services to healthcare, just think about the type of insights that they can derive.
Oh, yeah. And I think I'm also thinking about how we build our software better with AI. Better ability to detect a software bug, better ability to generate code in certain circumstances. The sky's the limit here.
Absolutely. And guess what? It's all in natural language, just like with Alta Copilot, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining, Tim. And thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel for more insights on AI and cybersecurity.